Hey everybody, Jamie here with PRsAllDay talking about progressive programming's week ahead for January 22nd, 2024. Now, this week we're going to go ahead and review one of our highlighted workouts, the open workout. And as we're in January, we are in kind of the GPP prep for what's to come in the upcoming open. Now, just in case we happen to see some of these workouts as a repeat, gives us a chance to establish a baseline if we have never done them before. But at the same time, gives us a chance to kind of feel what a typical open workout would feel like. Now, this open workout is going to be on Saturday. We've been alternating Friday and Saturday, and this week is a Saturday. We're going to be repeating 19.5. Now, this is a hefty volume between thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups. We're going to start off with 33 thrusters at 65.95 and then 33 chest to bar pull-ups. Then we go to 27, 27, 21, 21, 15, 15, 9, and 9. So keep in mind, every rep range, we have a set of thrusters and pull-ups. So when you look at this, the first two rounds, you're going to get through mostly half the workout. So just keep that in mind. We don't want to think about going all the way through unbroken, especially if we've never done this workout before and we don't have an idea of what 66 reps is going to do to us right out of the gate if we try to hang on to it unbroken. Now, at the same time, if we are unable to hang on to chest to bar pull-ups or the thrusters in synced reps, we want to maybe do the modified or scaled version so we can get the intensity out of this workout. Now, the scaled option was prescribed off of CrossFit's game site, was a empty barbell, 35, 45 pound barbell, and jumping chest to bar pull-ups. Now, that's still that combination is still going to be challenging and will push us to a certain level of intensity. So make sure that we're scaling appropriately and maintaining good full range of motion, meaning if we don't have the chest to bar pull-ups, then we should probably just scale it to a jumping chest to bar pull-up, since that's likely to be our scaling option during the open. Now, outside of that, we're going to go back to Monday, working on the skill focus that we've been working on as in an open prep. So we've got a few different movement patterns, some that potentially could become a new. So going into the skill work for January 22nd, Monday the 22nd, we've got 1 round every 4 minutes for 3 rounds. So think of this as you have a 4-minute time frame to complete 20 to 30 calorie row. Then we have 6 left arm strict dumbbell press, then 6 right arm strict dumbbell press, and then we got 12 alternating dumbbell hang snatches, followed by 12 box jumps. Now, in this workout specifically, we've got each one of those movements. We have to complete all those movements within a 4-minute time frame, and we've got 3 rounds. So the first 12 minutes, you've got 3 rounds. You can break it up, spread out the work as much as you need to, but when we get into that last part where we have 3 rounds for time, this is where we're going to think about pushing the intensity, right? So think of the first couple rounds as a chance to kind of establish a baseline. How long is it sustainable? What pace, what stroke rate we're going to work at on the rower. At the same time, can we hang on to 6 in a row on those single arm dumbbell press? Now, those are not a movement that we've seen in the open, but they're easily enough something that can pop up in upcoming years. So we're going to do it. And once we finish the first 3 rounds, like I said, in that 12-minute window, at minute 12, we start 3 rounds for time, and that's what we're going to be scoring. Now, moving on to our Tuesday, we're going to hit in 10 minutes. We're going to have a chance to build up to a 1 rep max squat clean for the day. Now, we are going to be pulling the barbell from the ground, so we need to make sure that we're building some consistency. We're going to get a good warm up in prior to actually loading the barbell. So in our warm up, we're going to add some weight to the bar, get a couple reps in, feel it out, think about where we're meeting the bar, using that bound out of the bottom, and just show full control. Once we finished our warm up, we're going to strip the bar down to replicate what an open or a competition and setting might look like. And a lot of times we might find ourselves starting with an empty bar. So having to go through the loading and making sure that we're loading the proper weight on each side so it's not misloaded. At the same time, that way we know what's also going on the barbell. Now, while we do this, we want to make sure that we have maybe some change and incremental plates around. So if we find ourselves getting to those heavier efforts, we want to make a small incremental jump, we have something that we can make that easy adjustment. Now, once we've finished off our hang squat cleans, we're going to then jump into 15, 12, 9, 6, 4 time of a hang clean and a lateral burpee over bar, working with a 75 and 115-pound barbell. Now, as we get into this particular workout, again, similar to the open workout, the first couple rounds are going to be a majority of the volume. So when we start, let's establish a steady pace. We don't want to sprint out of the gate. This one, we can go maybe a little bit harder, but we want to think about maintaining, if not unbroken, large sets on that set of 15 and 12. When we get to the 9, 6, 3, this is where we want to think about fast transitions. So instead of maybe taking an extra breath after we finish that set of 15 before we get into the lateral burpee over bar, then we just need to make sure that we're breathing. Okay. When we get into those later rounds, we've got less reps. Let's try to hang on to it unbroken and hustle those transitions. Now, moving on to Wednesday's session, we're going to have 2 rounds, 4 time and total max calories. So this is a 2-scored workout. We're going to start off on the air bike. We've got 2 minutes on the air bike, max calories, 1 minute rest. Then we're going to run a 400-meter run. Then we have another minute rest. Then we have another 2-minute max calories on a rower. Then we have another minute rest. And then we have a 400-meter run, followed by another minute rest. That is round 1. We're going to repeat that. Now, as we look at this workout, what we want to make sure is that we're pushing our intensity on the bike and the rower to accumulate max calories, but that is our total calorie score. That's score B. Score A is our time component, which is going to come down to how fast are you running. So this whole workout is basically all monostructural focus. So we just want to make sure that we're sustaining and not just sprinting and then petering out. We want to sustain our output on the run, on the bike, on the rower, so that way we can build up max calories, but at the same time, hold a sustainably fast pace on the run. Moving on to Thursday, we've got our back squat. Now, for the back squat today, we've got 6 sets, building up to a 1 rep max for the day, starting off with a set of 5, a set of 3, a set of 2, and then 3 singles to finish it out. So in this session, what we want to think about is the first set of 5 and 3 are really just kind of warming up the pattern. Okay. We don't necessarily need to load up a lot of weight. So these are kind of your built-in warm up, but at the same time, make some larger incremental jumps, especially when we go from 3 to 2. And then when we get to that first single, maybe that first single is roughly around that 85 to 90%, depending on how you're feeling today. And then we can increase from there from an 85, 90 to a 90, 95. And then maybe we can go for a 1 rep, like a 101 or a 102. Rule of thumb, never tie your PR. Now, after we finish off that, we're going to jump into some grunt work, starting off with 5 rounds for time, 100-meter sandbag bear hug carry, and then 12 body weight walking lunges. And that's 6 on the right, 6 on the left. We're just alternating walking through this. Now, if we don't have the ability to walk, then we can do an in place, but let's make sure that we're stepping back and then returning to that front foot. But when we get into that sandbag bear hug, this is looking to be basically a whole lot of core work. So make sure that we're bracing and holding our core tight. So that way, when we're walking, we don't find ourselves overextended or leaning back, just trying to hang on to the bag. Now, moving on to Friday's session. Friday, we've got 5 rounds for time. This is going to be 5 ring dips, 10 power snatches at a 75, 115, and then 20 ab mat sit-ups. Now, we've got a couple of high-skill movement patterns here with the ring dips and the power snatches. Now, if you are at all interested in scaling this workout up, we can always modify the ring dips to maybe a ring muscle-up. So if you have ring muscle-ups available, give it a shot. Have some fun. Get some extra skill work on the ring muscle-ups. But otherwise, we want to make sure that we're maintaining good mechanics. Just like we talked about with the push-ups, the rep starts at the top. Same thing with the ring dips. We're going to start at the top of support and then lower ourselves down. Now, the main thing is this is very shoulder centric between the ring dips and the muscle and the power snatches. So make sure that we're scaling appropriately. If we don't have the ability to do those ring dips, then let's scale it back a bench dip, but we'll double the reps. And then we've got our Saturday open workout, and then finishing out Sunday, we're going to go into 15 minutes, as many rounds as possible. We got 15 box jumps, 12 deadlifts at a 155, 225, and then 6 handstand push-ups. Now, this is just your classic triplet. All we're really looking to do here is just hold a nice steady pace. Think about that first round, establishing a baseline, and then seeing if we can sustain that baseline over the course of the 15 minutes, or at least the first 10 minutes, and then that last 5 minutes, trying to push the intensity a little bit harder. Okay, guys, that is the end of the week. Until next time, happy training.